Hey, hey,
How's it going?
doing good. I'm doing good.
Awesome.
How are you?
Yeah, doing well.
I got Jeff here.
Yeah, awesome.
He's
Hi,
the guy
Jeff.
to talk to.
Hey, what's up, Emily? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Thank you.
Awesome. Good stuff. You guys having a decent Friday so far? Good Friday?
Yeah,
Definitely.
all meetings so far.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, that's part of it, right?
That's right. That's right.
Sweet. Well, yeah, happy to kind of go ahead and dive back in. Also, Jeff, I know, if you have any like initial questions or happy to take this conversation a couple different ways, depending on kind of what we want
Yeah.
it to
Yeah,
be.
I'm really kind of out of the loop. I know it's the VSL queen. I know it's a real person, not AI. Um, and there's different flat rate packages, but that's all I really understand.
Yeah, for sure. We had basically spoken on, getting you guys some different ad videos made, ultimately potentially looking to, split test some females across the funnel. And, that's exactly what we do. So yeah, I mean, we can go into a little bit more detail on exactly like what the whole process would entail. We're really kind of like end to end on all things like strategy, scripting. We've got 25 women on the team that shoot all the content for all of our clients. We handle, really good post-production edits, but also get you guys raws in the event that you guys want to, get a lot of different variations, split
Yeah.
tests and different edits and things on the content we're getting you guys. And yeah, we can approach a couple different funnels, different offers, all that fun stuff, depending on, where we want to start first.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we don't I don't need to get too in the weeds. If you could maybe just walk me through at a high level the process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
maybe one
Um,
review.
yeah, I mean, super high level process would be that we basically have just an initial fairly standard intake form that we'd have you and the team kind of get completed on your end for us to be able to kind of handle things fairly like siloed. I mean, we can definitely like collaborate with you guys as much as you guys would like to when it comes
Yeah.
to all things strategy and scripting. um we love to take a lot of ownership on the scripts just because we're tapped into so many different offers, so much in the info, consulting, coaching spaces, as well as a
Yeah.
lot of other different offers and things, and just have a ton of data around what's working really well, can maybe bring some kind of like fresh perspectives. I think we were chatting earlier this week about maybe being caught up in like your own echo chamber, and it's kind of nice to bring some life into what you
Yeah.
guys constantly, ping off of each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, once you have that intake form filled out, we dive into the first round of scripts. And that will really just be determined on the amount of final assets that we're going to get you guys on a monthly basis. Could be as many as 40, could be the 20 ads, 10 ads, and so on and so forth. And
Yeah.
then,
And these would, sorry to cut you off, Emily, but so
yeah,
these would be scripts for our top of funnel ads, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc.
that would be standard approach, is where we'd start with all things pretty ice cold traffic top of funnel related.
Yeah.
And then as we need to beef up the rest of the funnels, we can validate a lot of that like top of funnel messaging first. Also validate different people on the team in terms of which personalities and which women are resonating best with the audiences. And
Yep.
then we may end up using them a little bit more middle to bottom of funnel, maybe potentially begin to expand a little bit on maybe a VSL or some other video assets that are going to be needed throughout the rest of the funnel. But yeah,
Right.
normally we'd start at that top of funnel ad level.
Okay, sounds good. And then how does it like, when I started this company, I didn't want to be the face of it. I wanted to just build the name, the brand, but my partner at the time said, you need a face. So I'm the only face right now, but obviously if one of your ladies is recording the ad, they're obviously not a real estate expert, or maybe they are, I don't know. But like, so how do they position the ads? Like, do they are they talking about me? Are they talking about the company? Like what? Like how do you handle that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways that we can go about it. One of the first places I'm probably going to recommend we start is with some spokesperson styled ads. where we can actually speak on your behalf in some of the content, and we can give you that much more credibility, authority, edify you a little bit, give you a quick
Sure.
intro, and then as a whole, we can either speak as if we're essentially on the team and we're also part of this real estate expert level kind of team. We wear this hat, whatever it is. We can also do a mix of, and I'm going to use this term lightly, but like a testimonial blend kind of styled ad. Not explicitly saying this is where I was, this is my experience, and here I am now. But
Yeah.
we can kind of teeter that line in a different way. And then more general, just like a talking head styled ad that's neither maybe mentioning that we're on the team, maybe not, maybe speaking on your behalf, maybe not, but more so just like speaking to the ideal group of, different individuals, and kind of just speaking on like where they likely are right now, present day, where they're looking to go. And with that being said, we'll do like skit styled ads if those fall into kind of that category. More like testimonial, even like FaceTime style. There's so many different mixes and things that I'd recommend we start with, and then just
Okay.
kind of narrow it down from there. But to go back to your initial question, normally when we are working with pretty larger personal brands, we'll do a strong focus on those spokesperson styled ads where you will be mentioned, and then for some congruency throughout the rest of the funnel, they've already seen your face once in that ad, literally just with a quick photo of you that pops up, and then we kind of guide them the rest of the way.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And is this your company, Emily?
It is.
Okay. Where are you based out of?
I'm in Tampa.
Oh, cool. I'm in West Palm, not too
Oh,
far.
nice. I
Um,
we actually just did 2 nights at the Breakers a couple weeks
oh,
ago. My husband's really into tennis, and it was his birthday, and I don't know if you know this, but they've recently redone the courts. Maybe not that recent, but within the past year or two. And
yeah.
so yeah, he had a fun time playing a bunch of tennis while we were there.
Oh, that's so fun. And my birthday is actually Sunday, or it's Monday, but we're celebrating Sunday. But we're taking the boat out, and then we're gonna have dinner at the seafood bar at the Breakers. We love that.
Oh, fun. Yeah, that bar, happy birthday, by the way. That bar was fun. My girlfriend was like, when you're there, the thing you gotta get is a pineapple martini. Like, drink two, it'll put you on your butt, but like they're the best things ever. And I had a pineapple martini, and it was worth the hype. I don't know if you have ever had one there, but they
I
like
never had a pineapple
vodka.
martini, no, but I think the best meal I ever had was at that restaurant. It was like the drinks, the appetizers, the entree, the dessert, everything was so good.
Wow,
But
nice.
well, that's cool. That's cool. And then how familiar are you with us? Did you like dig into kind of any of our current ads or our
Yeah,
company?
yeah. We had looked at the ads together. Well, I had looked at them prior to the call. Did we speak on Wednesday, or when did we
I
speak?
think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday? Yeah. So I had looked at the ads and things prior to that conversation. Obviously have seen to your point, it's very heavily personal branded and things right now.
Sure.
And yeah, I have a decent understanding of kind of what you guys got going on right now.
Okay, cool. And I think Christian spoke to you a little bit about this based on the feedback that he gave me. But I've been in real estate for 20 years, and my wife and I we actually moved to West Palm recently to where we're pastors, and we're going to be opening a church here in January. And so Kingdom 320, I mean, it's 100% a for-profit business, but we really see it as a mission and part of our faith that we just want to help Christian people, generate more wealth so they could take care of their families at a higher level, and then, promote God's kingdom on the earth in whatever way they're called to do it. We have our students are very motivated, not by like buying a Lamborghini or a vacation home, nothing wrong with those things, but they're very motivated by like funding missions or helping the homeless people in their towns or fighting sex trafficking, like that. That's kind of what the majority of the community that's what motivates them to create wealth.
Yep.
So it's just the problem that I've always had since starting the company. It's kind of, I mean, I'm obviously a Christian and I believe in it, so I could speak the language. But if I had to make an ad for a Muslim company. I couldn't do it because
Right.
it's not in me, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So,
Totally.
I find a lot of times, and I don't know where you stand or your company stands personally, but what I found a lot of times, if it's not in a person, it kind of comes off as kind of disingenuous,
Disingenuine
you
and
know, and things like that. So
yep.
that's the kind of the line we're always trying to walk, and
Yep.
it's proven to be difficult.
Yeah, so something that Christian and I spoke on was the fact that, well, quick background on me. I am a Christian. I am pretty conservative. And with that being said, we did speak a little bit on our team and the kind of split that, or not even split that we have on the team, but I
Uh-huh.
definitely have some women that immediately come to mind in terms of who I know would be authentic in delivering these messages and honestly would fall into potentially like an ideal category of essentially who you all are regularly working with as well.
Okay.
So um we for the very thing that you're mentioning right now, regardless of what the offer is, we are always very, very intentionally placing the right people, and all air quote right, but truly the right person for those messages to come across as authentically as possible. And yeah, I mean, you can sense it right out the gate when you see those raws and things, whether or not the person truly has, believability and passion and
Right.
conviction in what they're speaking on. And don't get me wrong, I mean, that's going to go a very long way with ad performance as well.
Got it, 100%. Okay. And are you guys, so you write the scripts, you record the scripts. Do you handle like all the video editing, like the
We
ads are
do.
delivered to our ads team, they just post them. There's no work that needs to be done once they read it.
Exactly. Yeah. What we're doing is entirely turnkey. Like I mentioned, you guys will get access to the raws in the event that you want to do anything with them. But we really are kind of that one-stop shop for handling ads that are going to be in a Google Drive folder that you guys just download and then get nicely uploaded right there into Facebook if we are formatting them for YouTube, which we had spoken on that briefly. But if the main approach here for starters is going to be on Facebook. Yeah, I mean we'll get them formatted and ready to go for Meta.
Cool, cool. Well, what inspired you to start the company? It's very unique, a unique model. I've actually never
Yeah.
heard of
So,
anything like it.
my husband has been an agency owner for about 7 years now.
Hmm.
Um, the long story short is that I was always seeing him walking around the house filming all of his own ads. He had a personal brand. He's in a fairly niched industry and in servicing pet brands. And
Uh-huh.
so his face is fairly recognized in the pet industry.
Okay.
And I knew all those things, but literally one day he's like filming an ad and he had like said the take like multiple times. And I was like, hey, can I just like film this ad for you? Like, I feel like I know the script at this point. Like, let me say it. And he's like, yeah, go for it. Like, more power to you. And again, long story short here, he ended up launching the ad and it did really, really well. And then maybe 2 weeks later, he was like, hey, do you feel like filming my video sales letter script? I would love to see like your take on my VSL. And at the time, I had had a lot of exposure to a couple different agency offers. I had dabbled in and around the info space. So it wasn't like the agency world was totally like uncharted territories for me by any means.
Right, right.
And yeah, got a great case study really under my belt with him. Messaged a handful of heavily personally branded agency owners at the time, got some solid yeses and not being totally opposed to testing a female out in their content. And those very quickly became more case studies and then kind of ran with the offer from there. I have a background in acting as well. So it was cool to take I definitely nerd out on like all things marketing and sales. I was
Sure,
able
sure.
to take that and then also kind of the background in acting and have two worlds collide about 3 years
Yeah.
ago. So yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. When you're describing that with your husband, I feel like that's my wife. I'm always recording ads in the house and she's listened to me mess up and get frustrated, say it like 18 times, and then
I
she,
literally was like, just give me the phone. I want to do it. And yeah, that was exactly
yeah,
the
no,
scene.
that's cool. Yeah, I always tell her the only difference with my wife, I say, well, you do it then, and she's like, no, I don't want to do it.
Right.
Uh,
You're like, exactly.
yeah, but okay, cool. And then do you guys do anything else besides ads? Like, do you do VSL, like
Yeah.
evergreen VSLs and stuff like that?
We do. Normally, like in conversations like this, we typically find the lowest hanging fruit and really the biggest uplift that we're going to see in addressing things right out the gate will be at that top of funnel level. I
Uh-huh.
would like to validate that messaging, validate different personalities and women on our team before we really even have conversations around what the rest of the funnel builds and things could entail. But to future forecast here a little bit, if there is a world where we start to want to have more congruency in the rest of the funnel, we can definitely build out video sales letters, thank you page videos, and some other video assets that could be needed to kind of beef it up along the way.
Okay. And then like just like industry wide, is there any like data on a female voice versus a male voice, or is it
Yeah,
like,
tons.
is there really? Like, yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah. I mean, like one offer that we spoke on Tuesday is actually a gentleman that works with other men who are really struggling in their marriage. And he primarily speaks to Christian men who need to step up in XYZ ways in order to really like almost save their marriages.
Okay.
And historically, it had always been that coach in every single ad. And we started working with him probably 7 or 8 months ago.
Mhm.
And first round of ads. I mean, I literally have a screenshot that's like, Emily, hands down, this is exceeded any performance I've ever seen from a single creative that I've ever ran. And we
Mhm.
totally flipped the message and having it come from the female perspective in kind of like looking at, these different men and saying, hey, listen, like your marriage is struggling. Like do your wife a favor and like step up
Right.
kind of message. And
Right.
it made a lot of sense. Like once we actually really audited some of the things and why this kind of approach and kind of human psychology levels were like working. And yeah, that's one that I think teeters in and around this kind of space. And yeah, it's worked very, very well. We have a handful of other offers in the info space that also focus on the Christian community as just
Mm.
being an angle and primarily like the community that they're building up. It is, it will be very, Christian heavy. There's
Yeah.
one in it's a biz op of flipping books online. And yeah, we've done very, very well alongside that founder who also has a very strong personal brand.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, all things being equal, if a woman records an ad versus a man, the woman's data or results will be better. Is that what, or is it
I
like,
mean,
or yeah? Because what I'm just very curious. I love learning stuff like this. But that is so like do people typically bring you in because they want to like just reach a different demographic, or it's more just replace themselves because it performs better?
it can be, it's honestly a mix of both. There's a lot of scenarios where we will talk to business owners that have that very strong personal brand and honestly are fantastic on camera, but they just mention, I look at my total addressable market and I think currently right now, myself, my personality, my face is resonating with maybe 20% of my TAM. What would happen if I put this personality, this look, this vibe in the ads? What happens if I test with this age demographic and this girl and this look and this personality and so on and so forth? And you
Yeah.
can really see how those could provide some really fantastic unlocks for some business owners.
Okay.
Other business owners work with us because they are potentially interested in removing themselves a bit in being that personal brand and they have intentions of eventually selling the business, so just for like enterprise value purposes and stuff,
Sure.
they entertain it. um we have a lot of business owners that kind of force themselves into being content creators for the brand, and when in fact they're honestly not that strong on camera, and their ads don't come across nearly as authentically as they'd like, and they just hate filming ads. So they'll tag team our team to take, pretty much full ownership on all ad creation. So, there's a lot of different buckets that we can kind of check here. I would see the biggest uplift here in being some of these new audience unlocks of just really entertaining a couple different people in different avatars to think about your current ideal audience and who's going to resonate with who. And don't get me wrong, I mean, we'll save you some time, and overall, I mean, really try to make these ad dollars go a farther way too, in having better efficiency and things as you guys scale it up.
Yeah, that's great. And did you have like who does the writing of the creatives? Is it the same person recording them, or you have a separate team for that?
No, we have a separate team for that. We have really two main copywriters,
Okay.
and yeah, that's typically who takes, full ownership on all the copy.
Okay, cool. And I mean, they'll weave stuff into the, because obviously, it's one thing to generate a lot of leads, and it's another thing to generate, financially qualified leads.
Qualified. Yep.
So I'm sure that there's consciousness of that while writing the.
100%.
Okay.
I mean, when I tell you we go down to every single word choice, we are extremely intentional in how, I mean, seriously, like specific words. One will resonate with kind of that upmarket category of individual that you guys are looking to work with, and others will disqualify them and say, no, this actually isn't for you. We were talking a little bit on Tuesday about like accessory testing, genuinely how you look, how you present yourself, whether or not you have a wedding ring on, like all these things are sending, little signals to your ideal viewer, the environment that the ads are being shot in, and everything else in between, all those things go a very, very far way in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
not here to get you vanity metrics. Like we genuinely would like to honestly see like less volume for you guys. Like I know that sounds a little backwards, but in a way it's arguably a better thing if we can go that much more upmarket with the quality of individuals that are coming through, save
Yeah.
the team a little bit more time and not having to weed through, individuals that maybe it's not really the best fit for.
Got it. Got it. No, no, I like that. That's cool. I had one more question. I just lost it though. What the heck was it? Oh yeah, like it's like to me, like some of the words that will resonate, with the person that we're looking for, we find like we can't say on Facebook. Like, I mean, it's better now with Trump in office than when Biden was in office. But if I mention we've had our ad accounts shut down multiple times for religious hate speech, basically for just saying Jesus or quoting a Bible scripture, type of thing. So it's kind of like, we have to, we use words like Heavenly Father, instead of Jesus.
Yep.
But heavenly, like, to me, that doesn't resonate the same way, stuff like that. So
Yep.
I don't know, like, do you, like, on any of your other Christian brands, do you run into issues like that? And like, if so, how do you get around them?
We've noticed more conflict more so on Google with running YouTube ads than
Yeah.
we have within Meta. So I have yet to really experience, I don't think we've ran into any issues so far with the scripts that we have said on Facebook. I just know YouTube, we've ran into more constraints.
Yeah. 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 YouTube.
We'll when we initially collect the intake form from you all, we are essentially getting like high level do's and don'ts, like what we can and cannot say, at least from what you guys have most recently experienced. And then
Sure.
we have a lot of sort of like high level kind of compliance checks and things that we'll run them through too, to really prevent them from getting banned or, anything like that. And yeah, I mean, we'll try to not like water things down.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. All right, cool. So just really, I'm not sure how long this meeting's scheduled for, but I want to be respectful of your time. So, Christian said there's three flat fee packages based on the number of creatives. Is that accurate?
Yep. Yeah. So we offer 40 ads per month. We can do the ad delivery every 2 weeks if it's needed. Really, I'd say most clients are typically getting ads from us every month is the standard. So with that being said, we would do 3 rounds of those deliverables, all based on the data that we're really seeing, from each ad. So yeah, it would be the 40, we've got 20, and then we've got 10 that would all be delivered, on that monthly cadence.
40 to, okay. Gosh, I don't know if we've ever done more than like 3 ads a month and different ads. Like what is in your opinion, just like for online companies, like how many new creatives should you be putting out? Or
Yeah, so it really boils down to ad spend and how much creative testing business owners like to do. So with that being said, what type of budget are you guys anticipating putting behind, these campaigns for starters, would you say?
yeah, Christian, did Paul communicate that? He's like a fractional CMO department we hired. So he was actually the one that recommended you. But I mean, where our monthly spend is about $250,000, but obviously we're not going to throw $250,000 behind this when we're,
Of
out of the
course.
gate. But Christian, did Paul give a indication on yeah, so I guess we would need to find out that answer.
Yeah, I couldn't see it being, I could see it being somewhere around like maybe 10 to 20% just to start
Right.
off, just to kind of test.
That's
But I
normally
could,
what I
I
would
could,
what I would anticipate like a test budget being. So, if that's the case, minimally I'd recommend giving each of our videos roughly 50 to $100 per day. So if you're looking at it at like an ad set level, if you're putting roughly 500 or $1,000 per day into one campaign or at an ad set level, then you start to kind of break it up and saying, well, would we launch these 10 ads? Would we launch all 20? If you don't think 40 is necessary. I mean, I would say a lot of our clients that are spending in the 100 to 400 grand a month mark of spend, they normally would look at like a 20 or 40 pack. But if you guys would rather start a little bit smaller and then we can always scale up as we validate some things, obviously that's totally an option too.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I just need to if you could Christian, if you can message Paul. And then what's the pricing, Emily, for the 10, 20, 40?
The 10 is 4,800 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Our 20 pack is 7,800 monthly, and then our 40 pack is 14,400.
Got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know why. Coming into this call, I was like, I'm going to do the call, but I don't think this is for me. But I like you. I like what you're doing. I like, your approach. So I'd say we'll do this. I'd say it'll either be the 10 or the 20 to start. But
Yeah,
just
for
get
sure.
that back from this
Within
info.
within the 10 ads, we'll probably start with you guys getting 2 different women in the ads per month. Our 20 pack will get closer to 4 different women to shoot those, if just
Okay.
kind of throwing some of those things on your radar. Um,
Yeah. And are,
yeah.
are these women, are they like all over the internet for different brands? Like will somebody be like, oh, they're pitching skincare over here and real estate over here?
We're
Or
we're pretty intentional with their exposure and different industries that they would be on. I mean, we do work with a lot of like local service-based businesses as well. So at like more of a local level, there could be a world where Becca on our team, as an example, makes ads for a window replacement company in Atlanta, Georgia. Just quick food for thought.
sure,
Um,
sure.
Now, if this individual has like massive exposure, and again, this is where I'm going to be very intentional with exactly who is on these ads and where these messages are going to come across most authentically. So, I'll be very mindful of kind of those selections too.
Got it. Okay. So I mean, as the owner, it sounds like you're still pretty personally involved and kind of
Oh
over.
yeah. Yeah. No, this is my definitely the baby and my baby. And yeah, really for a communication standpoint, you're going to be directly communicating with myself and then Rose, who is our head of creative. And yeah, we keep it pretty lean and mean.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah, Christian, let's do the 10 or the 20 based on Paul's feedback. And then What would be, I guess, from the moment we get you the intake form, like what's the ETA for like first round of ads?
We would have the first round ready to rock in 7 business days.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So yeah, so you just need to know from us 10 or 20, and then we sign whatever we need to sign.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Sounds
Sweet.
good.
And remind me, do you guys currently use Slack? I forget. Yes.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay,
He
great.
doesn't, but we do.
Just
I
like,
hate
no, Slack's
that.
not for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Uh,
fine.
yeah. But
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Well, Jeff, I'm glad you and I could meet at least here. And if you and team need things throughout the process, obviously I'll have probably Christian as like main point of contact, and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good. Great to meet you, Emily. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. I'll chat with you guys soon. Christian, if you want to maybe shoot me email with a package that you guys want to decide on, and I'll get you guys next steps.
Sure. Sounds good.
Awesome. Enjoy your Friday
All
and
right.
happy birthday. See ya.
See you guys.